Here we are, the Racing Pals pre-season. Green flags are out, we're away. Good start for everyone. There's a bit of contact, everyone seems to get through the first corner cleanly. Small gap as Deep Cut goes wide. Darker seizes the opportunity to go up the inside. Bongus goes across the last bit of the chicane. That opens up the gap for Bartleby, who tries round the outside of the last corner. They're neck and neck as they come across the timing line under BMW Bridge. Bartleby is ahead. Hello and welcome back. Another fortnight brings another exciting race at the Racing Pals ACC GT3 Season 2. Tonight bringing us to the circuit Spa-Francorchamps for one of the most iconic circuits on this year's calendar. The drivers will be traversing the very long, very tricky circuit as well in today's race. The qualifying session being during the day and the race session being at night. The drivers are going to have a lot to adapt to during the night. Lower track temperatures being probably the biggest thing for the tyres as well. Keep in mind the drivers will still have that very tricky section of Rouge and Radion to take them very much by surprise during the night, running 2 wide, 3 wide, hitting that inside curb, trying to avoid the outside curb and getting as much of a cut as they can up the top of Radion. So for you viewers who are new to the series, this is race 4 out of 6. We are so close from the end. The championships are still up in the air as it currently stands, but more on that in a minute. The series itself runs a 15-minute qualifying session, which we're currently in around the halfway point of it. We'll be catching up with the rest of that at the end of my little intro-y blurb. The races are 1 hour in timed length. This means that only when the time is at 0 and the leader crosses the start-finish line does the race finish. If they cross the start-finish line with literally a second left on the clock, they're going to have to do another lap. This can catch drivers out. It wasn't in this series, it was in the sister series in Assetto Corsa itself, the Skip Barber race, where the Penguin Virtuosos cars and the Penguin Aficionado cars actually miscalculated their fuel for the race and ended up running out or getting very close to it at the end. As well, there is a mandatory pit stop for tyres. Tyres must be changed. You do not have to refuel in this pit stop. However, it is there if you want it to. Variable weather and ×2 time acceleration. The series also runs a ballast system. If you're first in the standing, this is only for the pro standings. Sorry, the AM standings are exempt from the championship ballast. So the pro standings, if you're in first place, you get 60 kilos. Second place 25, and third place 10 kilograms. Drivers as well can submit tickets at the end of the race for any incidents they want stewards to have a look into. And that will obviously be investigated thoroughly and a result can be given. So the results at the end of the race that I get at the current minute at the end of the stream are only provisional for the moment. Now moving on to the drivers' standings. In the pro standings currently, Pierre Moreno, the 922 Spectre Racing Porsche, holds the lead. He has 60 kilos of ballast. He was tied that with Eat Magash, who comes in at second place at 39 points. At the last race, Eat Magash, I think, getting the better of him in the end, coming through with quite a high finish. Oh, sorry, no. Magash finished in third place at the last race. Pierre Moreno was in second at the last race, and Ed Casetta won Ed Quesada coming into the top 3 as well at 28 points, putting himself into 3rd place. So that is the 10 kilos of ballast. Ed Quesada being quite a force to be reckoned with in the Skip Barber series. So I'm sure his skills have started to translate over to ACC perfectly. Looking down, we have Knappen at 18, Cook at 16, Monticelli 15, Ushaizen at 13, Shoblem at 12, Liggins at 10, Anderson and McBongas at 9 and 8 respectively, Burnick at 8 as well, Alacer and Bartledew tied on 4 points, Osman on 2 at 15th, and tied 16th are the Penguin Virtuosoft's teammates of Vigers and Greep. Moving on to the AM standings, Hutchins in the Lexus is currently holding the lead at 40 points. Quite a high margin, because he's 17 points clear of Trainboy 2005 and Hoove. This means that if Hutchins misses a race or even crashes out or finishes out of the points, and either of these two drivers wins, Hutchins is safe, at least for this race. Sorby is in 4th at 16. Gottlieb, Arnold, Trifonov all tied 5th at 14 points. Yusuf at 13 points. 9th is tied between Treasure and Rao at 11 points. 11th is tied at Cuts and Phillips at 10 points. Evangelou in 13th at 7 points. Nolan in 14th at 5 points. Luxury in 15th at 4 points. Long and Hank, not Honik, Hank, are tied 16th at 1 point. So the Circuit Spa-Francorchamps, as we obviously know from... Oh, jeez. I've lost the racetrack captain. Here it is. Oh, jeez. You know what? Give me back this camera. We were going to go around the circuit, but ACC was like, nah. So what we'll do is I will try and grab us a driver who is just coming through for a ride on board. As we are currently 4 minutes 10 seconds left in the in this session, so we're getting close to the end now. We'll check in with the times in just one moment. So here we go. We'll ride along board with Toby Long. For this. So, on board now with Toby Long. So, into turn 1. On the run to Arouge and Radion. Up we go, getting a bit of curve. There's a BMW out on the track as well. He's got Cook in front. Toby Long currently sat in 25th, 4.9 seconds off of the current time leader. I'm just currently trying to open a thing. Here we go, on the run now to Lefange. Then he'll be running towards Campus and Stavelot. Here on the run now to Campus, the right-hander. It's more of a double right-hander really. You only get a small amount of time before Stavelot. And then you're put on the Corbus Hill there. Well, long straight as Toby Long finishes up. So we're now going to be on board with Lauren Mercury here, and performance number 32 BMW now running up the straight towards Blanchimont. Through Blanchimont now up towards the bus stop chicane to finish a lap. Here we go, we're going to ride on board with Mercury, as I will give a current update on the time standings at this current minute in time. So currently first place in the qualifying session. That's wrong server. Okay. Never mind, we've got 22 seconds left as Mercury runs through Lecum towards Malmedy and then Bruxelles, which is the right hand. We'll call it a hairpin for now. Off camber as well, so you've got to make sure the car doesn't step out towards the left as you go through. Towards No Name, actually, a corner without a name, as the qualifying session has come to a close. Few drivers actually not being able to set a time. I can see Jarik Greep and Burning, number 42 and number 3 and the number 333 car. Now into Lafange. Oh, there we go. Let's get that onboard camera going, shall we? Now towards Campus and Stavelot. Through Campus, getting quite a bit of curb. Onto the outer curb now. Also now going through Stavelot. I think this might actually be the only BMW on the grid today as well. So we'll have a look at how their times stack up. You can already see up the grid a few pro drivers being mixed in with the AM drivers. One thing to note as well, Jay Anderson currently up in 24th, number 90, the Audi. Actually, Richard Anderson's dad. Now through the bus stop chicane, going quite deep, missing the first apex, getting the second, gonna touch the curb on the outside, yes he is. And then across the line, what time's it going to be? Is it going to improve? No, it's not. Coming through over 224.483. We're now just waiting for the rest of the drivers to come across the start-finish line. Number 07. 100% sure who that was. Any more drivers left to come across the line? So, while we wait, your driver lineup as it currently stands is first is Carolia, the Mercedes AMG GT3 number 7 car we just saw on the line, 218.315, followed by Monticelli, M Cariola, so we've got two Cariolas actually, Eat Magash, Kyle Cook, Sparkles, Cassetta, Ushaisen, Moreno, current championship leader for Pro Class, Anderson, Trainboy 2005, Bingus McBongus, Burning, Deep Cuts, Vidlac, Arnold, Liggins, Shoblum, Hockert, Jake the Snack, and okay, now we're just going to no, we're not. Viger's coming through in 22nd, Hutchins in 23rd, Trifonov 24th, Anderson 25th, Rowe comes through 26th, Sommers 27th, Hoove on in a groove, on the move, fling in at 28th, Gottlieb through at 29th, Long and at 30th, 31st was Treasure, 32nd was Van Gelwu, 33rd is Mercury, 34th is Hank, and 35th is Burning. Because now we're just waiting for the start of the race. Let's see if we can take a quick drone camera down to the pit lane. Here it is. Here are our cars as they line up. You can see the frame rate of OCC absolutely demolishes itself as the cars get ready. Any little jumps you may see as drivers adjusting their setup an hour starting at dusk, I think going into full night as well. The front grid being Carolia and Monticelli there, number 07, number 77 car. Second Carolia, M Carolia there, number 99. Further down the grid, we can see Carl Cook in the number 24 car. Also looking up the grid, there is Ed Casetta in number 75. Here is Pierre Moreno, current championship leader as well. Very much one to look out for as well in the row behind. There is two 720Ss, Bongus and Trimble 2005. You can also see Richard Anderson there in the number 80 Audi. So we're now going to just switch to a false helicopter camera as we have a look. Two drivers going too wide, maybe even three wide on the run to Eau Rouge. You can already see that the drivers will be wanting to collect that inside curve going up as well towards the inside there, trying to clip the apex. I'm not sure if you can take the curb there, and then on the outside you can already see the rubber particles up the top of Radion. I'm sure drivers will be wanting to collect that as much as possible. The marshal already there in his marshalling post with the yellow flag out. Already sort of pre-guessing Eau Rouge being one of the most infamous corners in motorsport. Definitely one that the drivers aren't going to want to take lightly. As now we get ready. There is a rolling lap. Keep in mind a formation lap. Actually there, as you can see, the drivers starting to roll away. There's a car just stricken on the start, one of the 720Ss. Not sure who that is. Here as we're with Liggins, I think. The green and purple car being our centre of our focus of attention right now as I head out on the rolling lap. Yeah, we're with Liggins. Drivers will be getting their opportunity to heat up their tyres, get the car as ready as possible, the temperature being quite low, so that's obviously going to be one that might affect the strategies, might even affect the setups as well. Also keep in mind for spectators watching, I know some of the drivers as well like to watch in with the streams too. If there is any questions you would like to ask during the post-race interviews, I interview normally the top 3 Pro and the top 3 AM, then please do put them in the chat. I will be very happy to read them. I'll make sure I try to read as many of them as possible. If you have a question you want to ask one of the top 3, then please do put it up in the chat. Well, I might not be able to get to all of them, I will definitely be trying. So I wouldn't put anything in that might that is more directed towards one driver, as obviously anyone can win, anything can happen. Motorsport is all full of surprises, as we all know. We're currently with Matthew Sparkles, the number 73 car there, as we can just see him. A bit further back, Bernink, the number 888 car, the Vodafone Racing livery, one of the ICGT cars. He has Dreek Greep behind him, qualifying in 14th. Definitely going to be a battle to watch there. Bingus McBongus out in front as well. Trainboy 2005, current lead of the AM race in this round. The blue and grey McLaren 720S that you can see. Hutchins is on the grid, however he's quite a way down. He's currently 5th in the AM race. One thing for viewers who might be new to GT racing or don't understand why I'm saying Pro and GT race is, imagine it almost as two races on the same circuit. You're all on the same track. However, you're in almost two separate races, two separate classes, Pro and AM. AM is symbolised by the red number plate. Pro is symbolised by the white number plate. We're now getting ready. I'm going to do something that I've never done before in a vague test. We're going to see about getting some free cam action going. Now, as far as I'm aware, it's not down to the F1 start line, as you can see just there. It's down to the GT start line, which is on the end of the old pit lane. Oh, it is an absolute innovation treat out. I know. Here's now we see the drivers come through towards La Source, trying to get the camera to keep a steady pace with them as we get ready to run to the start finish line and then towards Eau Rouge and Radion, as you can see just there in the background. We're going to try and get a bit ahead just towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Are you ready to go? I know I am, as we see them come down towards the start-finish line. And we're away. You can hear the cacophony of engines as we begin. The cars going side by side up towards Eau Rouge and Radion. The amount of headlights we can see here. Some drivers even starting to go free wide up towards Radion. But it does look like at the minute everyone has got through cleanly. One driver going off. I think that's Alacia, Jacob the Snack. As we're with Birning, he has Jarik Greep behind. Is that also Bingus Bongus? Yes, it is, who tries around the outside. Quite a few drivers there as someone gets a time penalty up ahead. I think that might actually have been one of the Carriolas, but I think that has actually been cleared now as we run down towards the off-camber right-hander. Jarik Greep going up the inside of Burning there. Oh, Jarik Greep also going up the inside of Trainboy 2005. As we now look down towards Jarik Greep, Trainboy 2005 definitely going to be a driver to look to start attacking back on Jarik Greep, who goes wide. Is Trainboy 2005 going to try and move around the inside? No, he's not. He stays so far, stayed through the double gauche as they move towards Lafarge. Here, Burning as well in the background. You can see attacking quite a few drivers actually looking to attack. We're still with Jarik Greep. Trainboy 2005 looking to go down the inside. Doesn't quite make the move yet. Oh, Jarik Greep going too wide with Richard Anderson, son of I. Anderson. You can see a few drivers going side by side into the bus stop chicane as well. You can see Sparkles there in the number 73 car in 8th. This is really looking like the battle for 5th place there. Might be 6th now. I'll look at it as the drivers come through for lap 1. As side by side goes Jarik Greep and Pierre Moreno. I think there might have been some contact into La Source. See in the background just so many cars coming through. We're still with Jarik Greep, who's moved up to 8th place. So I think there might have been a collision there somewhere. Pierre Moreno, obviously a driver who isn't going to want to give up any ground whatsoever, as now we switch to Matthew Sparkles. Oh, no, sorry, we're with Liggins in P16 currently against deep cuts, and I Arnold in the number 44 car and the number 28 car. Liggins being in quite low down, I think actually out of the points in the pro standings at the minute as things currently stand, but we are only 4 minutes, maybe even 3 through there as Liggins gets a bit of contact on deep cuts there. I think that might have sent deep cuts off a little bit. As we now start to look forward, there is Pierre Moreno. There is some damage to the side of his car as now he's side by side with Burning. Oh, as Pierre Moreno gets tagged by Burning into Lafange. That is the current championship leader, having gone round. Here is your current race leader, Mohamed Carolia. Very much pulled a gap to the number 99 car of M. Carolina. Or Carolia, sorry. Already quite a commanding lead. You can see Eat Magash in the background as well. Here we are on board, along with Richard Anderson. Here you can see quite a big gap forming behind. Oh. Game says no. Richard Anderson there, the number 80 car. Quite a striking blue livery, really. He is on the back of Burning. It looks like Pierre Moreno is down in 18th position as well. He's going to have quite a climb as he is out of the points currently with Eat Magash in 3rd place. While he might not get overtaken by Ed Casetta, he will definitely be overtaken by Magash at this rate, as Anderson has Burning go up the inside, actually going off the track, opening up the position to Bingus Bongus, and also Feidlach as well. Another driver that I think has only just started out in the series, not a name that I do recognise, as there is a yellow flag. Might that be something a bit further behind? I'm not sure. Here is Bingus Bongus. We're going to switch back now with Toby Long. Yeah, Moreno has moved up to 16th, already starting to climb. Remember, he has an extra 60 kilograms of ballast on board. He's got 2.8 seconds now to Hockert in the number 27 Audi. Here is now Mohamed Carolia. Carolia seems to have dropped down from 1st to 4th. However, Mohamed Carolia has Eat Magash on the rear as well. I'm not sure if Usmar Carolia has dropped back a bit more. He has. Jürgen Scheisen has moved up into 4th place now, as we're along with Carol Cook for Belong the Racing. You can see an Ed Casetta in the background as Carl Cook goes off circuit. Not sure if there was a collision there. And now with Bingus Bongus, you can see in the background as well, 3-car battle between Burning, Feidlach and Liggins as well. The game wrestles the camera off of me there as Bingus Bongus. We're going to switch back a bit to the battle of Liggins. Feidlach. As we're now with Toby Long, who has Jacob the Snack right behind. Even my mouse is being wrestled away from me at every turn as well. Milt has already joined me in the track. Have you retired, Milt? So we're still with Toby Long against Jacob the Snack. Jacob the Snack in the taxi livery, number 431 car, sorry. On the rear of that Lamborghini, Toby Long in the Aston Martin. As we switch to the rear camera, you can see Jacob the Snack getting very close to the rear there. As they head along the long straight towards Blanchimont. Through Blanchimont. Now up towards the bus stop chicane. Milt, if this ACC thing isn't your thing, why not try your hand at commentary? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Is that Trainboy 2005 moving into the pits that I can see there as well? No, it's not. It's the number 7 car of Usman Carlina. As we're still with Toby Long against Jacob the Snack. The gap being around half a second, just under. Actually looking quite a lot under now as they head up towards Eau Rouge and Radion. The switch now to Jacob the Snack, getting quite a good on board there as they head up towards Eau Rouge and Radion. Toby Long getting the inside curve as they run down now. They run down the Camel Straight towards Lacombe. I just stretched my arm so bad as Jacob the Snack makes quite an impressive move there into Lacombe. But now with Mario Sommer, the number 23, the red 720S there. I was actually getting a penalty. Gottlieb getting a stop-go. Burning actually being disqualified. Not sure why. But looking down the grid, we do have Mario Sommer here on the move against, trying to catch up to Frederick Schoblam just ahead in the number 52 Porsche. He also has William Treasure for QP behind. Not quite sure where the move's going to be made there, as we're now back with Jacob the Snack now fighting on the rear of Burning there as they head up the long straight towards Blanchimont as they go side by side. That's Lamborghini looking like it has quite a good bit of straight line speed, getting past on the run towards Blanchimont now through Blanchimont. Jacob the Snack has moved up into 16th place. He's now got around 5 seconds to gain between himself and Deep Cuts. As we're now going to look up the grid, we've got Carl Cook. We've got a massive pack here. You can see Trainboy 2005 at the front of it. As there is someone round just there as well. That's a Jareet Greep. Oh no, flashbacks to Zandvoort again. Jareet Greep is round at the top of Radion, moving down to 15th. 16th, 17th. Is Toby Long going to get past as well? It looks like it. As we switch back to the battle, you can see Trainboy 2005 having Ed Cassetta bearing down on the rear of him. Your top three as it currently stands is Carolia, Magash and Monticelli. For your pro standings. AM standings is Trainboy 2005, Feidlach and Deep Cuts. Those are your top three from both classes here as we're with Trainboy 2005. You can see the 720S of Ed Cassetto there, very close to the rear. You can also see the 720S of deep cuts. Sorry. Yeah, that is deep cuts. No, it's not. That's not deep cuts. Who's that? I'm not 100% sure who that is in the background. It's one of the AM cars. I'm not 100% sure who that is just behind there. It's Arnold. Arnold currently running in 31st as we're with now Trainboy 2005 and Ed Cassetto as they run towards the bus stop chicane. Is Ed Cassetto going to go for a move down the inside? No, he's not. It's Ed Cassetto we saw from the Skip Barber race last week. Not really a fan of going for the dives. And again, this has proven no different as he faces now the rear of Trainboy 2005. The difference in the cars being Ed Cassetto has 10 kilograms of extra weight due to his championship standings, and there is one of the Lexi. There, I'm going to take a guess that was Monticelli. I could be wrong. I'm definitely wrong. But still with Ed Cassetto chasing on the rear of the drivers. As now we're with John Anderson. His first race as well, according to the messages in chat. He is chasing on the back of Toby Long as they head up a Rouge and Radion. Audi versus Aston Martin. We'll have a look. See how this battle progresses. This is for 16th. Well, he's 16th on track position. This is not for a championship battle. Really, Anderson in the middle of the AM field at this current in time. But Chauvelin, Greep, Mercury, and Anderson, both Andersons, are in the middle of the AM grids at the minute. A few of the drivers from AM quite high up actually. Feidlack up in 8th place and Trainboy 2005 in 5th. Overall, but we are only just a quarter of the way through the race. So there is still quite a lot of time to go, as now we are back with Ed Cassetto on the rear of Trainboy 2005 as they head towards Blanchimont. You can now see the headlights illuminating the rear of that blue McLaren 720S. Ed Cassetto, very much a driver to be reckoned with there. Not going down the inside at bus stop again, actually dropping back. What place is Milt? Hey, you've heard it straight from Milt. Is Ed Cassetto going to try for a move into La Source? No, he's not. On the run now down towards Rouge and Radion. Now towards Rouge and Radion. We'll see if Ed Cassetto is close enough behind to make the most of the draft. The extra speed to get past Trainboy 2005. They head down. Oh, is he going to go for a move into the chicane? Yes, he is. Side by side. Trainboy 2005 getting the outside for the first bit, then the inside for the second. Staying ahead for now, but Ed Cassetto is right on the rear of him as they run down towards Brussels. Or Bruxelles, however you want to say it. Ed Cassetto is going to get the inside line now as they head towards No Name. Oh, and they make contact side by side, heading into No Name. Ed Cassetto getting ahead. However, there was some contact there, which looked like it might have sent Trainboy 2005 a bit wide on the outside of Bruxelles. As now we're with Pierre Moreno, currently running in 11th, having gotten past Hockert. You can see Liggins just ahead, about 1.8 seconds, maybe about 1.5 now as it currently stands. Separating the two, there's quite a bit of damage on Pierre Moreno's car as well, on the side at least. The bonnet hasn't hopped up yet. will have to be very close, and we'll have to keep a very good eye on that, as Eat Magash here is our current race leader. However, he has one of the Carolia on the back. That's Mohamed Carolia, the number 99 Audi there, towards the bus stop chicane. Mohamed Carolia on the outside as they head into the bus stop chicane. Is he going to be able to get the overlap, to get the inside? Oh, as they go side by side. Magash stays ahead for now. Carolia gets back into the background, but is he going to try into La Source? The possibility is into La Source. Magash defends the apex well, as now they're on the run towards Rouge and Radion. Here up towards Rouge. Oh, Magash getting quite a bit of curve. The sparks flying. Getting quite a bit of the second curve there does Mohamed Carolia, as they run down the Camel straight, the gap of around 3/10 of a second, as they now run towards Lecum and Malmedy through Lecum. Eat Magash currently second place in the driver's standings, staying ahead just for now. However, with the speed that Carolia is gaining on the back, definitely going to be a battle that I think will be lasting for quite a long while here, as they head through Bruxelles now towards No Name. Now they have to get through the double gorge as well. 40 minutes remaining on the clock, just over. Some drivers opting to pit very early. Most drivers, I think, will be going for a halfway pit. Now run through the double gorge towards Lesfange. It's French or Belgian, I'm not sure. I think I was just speaking Belgian. Gap almost just under half. That actually looks quite a bit under half the second now, as they head through Campus and Stavelot, now on the run towards Blanchimont. Carolia very close to the rear of Eat Magash's car. 3.5 tenths separated the two drivers at the last timing line. Other Carolia, I'm not sure where he's slotted in at the current minute in time. Usman Carolia. But Magash goes deep into the bus stop. Oh, very close to the rear. Carolia very close now to the rear of the back of Eat Magash's car. Here as they run towards La Source. Mohamed Carolia staying behind for now. Ushaisen has made the move for third place, just behind us on number 12. Aston Martin, you can see it just there as they head out of the corner. This is the battle for the lead we are currently with. For anyone wondering, Usman Carolia is currently in 30th. I think he's actually retired. So that's not the best of things, leaving Mohamed Carolia, the last Carolia, on grid. If what I hear is correct, as Monticelli is fighting back against Ushaisen for Cookie No Livery Racing Keck. Here you can see the Lexus of Monticelli just behind Ushaisen in third place, Monticelli in fourth. The gap being very close. As we get the bonnet view. Burning as well has pitted behind, currently in 21st. At my last knowledge, Pierre Moreno has moved up to 10th place, which would be 8th in the in the Pro standings as it currently stands. Here is Pierre Moreno. He's now chasing down the rear of Feidlach, the number 6 car. Pierre Moreno having been turned around in La Forge. Connery is currently going in there by Burning Curlier. He has to be on quite a recovery drive now. So now back with Eat Magash against Mohamed Carolia. Carolia quite a bit more behind now than he was on the previous lap. However, that gap has closed up as they go through the bus stop chicane. Now on the run back to La Source. As they're quite close to the rear of each other. Trainboy 2005 coming for his pit stop as well at the 36 and a half minute mark, more or less. Might be a bit early, but he might be trying to get the second set of tyres just to go a little bit longer. Here's the battle for the lead. Now on the grid, here is Ed Casella, 2.9 seconds behind Bonasselli. And now we're with Deep Cuts for I Don't Know Racing, fighting on the rear of Terry Liggins. That ACC just says no to my choice of camera. Here is Deep Guts. He's around half a second off of the back of Terry Liggins. A bit further down the grid. Lets me do what I want to do. Here is William Treasure, half a second off of Mercury at the rear. You can also see on the I'm good. On the old timing tower as well that drivers who have completed their pit stop have the green box next to their name. The one yellow and white box means that they have pit stops left to make. So Will Treasure currently behind Mercury, but both drivers need a pit stop. You can also see Trainboy 2005 getting involved in the background. Here is Brad Hoover in a groove on the move as well. Is that Brad Hoover in a groove on the move that I just mistook for Trainboy 2005? I think it was. Brad Groove on the move, being a household name in the series, I think. We're now back up the front. The race leader is currently lapping traffic as well. There is the, I think that's Sparkles there. Another 72 car, not sure who that is just ahead, however. Here is Trainboy 2005 on the rear of Hank. Oh, the inside, not quite making it through Lafange. We'll see how they go as they make contact. That's Trainboy 2005 round. Nose in the wall as well. Trainboy 2005 has not had the best of luck in this series so far. His pace is there. I'm sure no one will deny that. But his luck hasn't been. Looking up the grid, here is Fingers from Bongus. And we're back now with Will Treasure on the rear of Mercury as well. 0.8 of a second separating the two drivers. We'll see how they go as we're nearing the halfway mark. So quite a few drivers I think will start to pit. You can see Deep Cuts and Hank in the background pitting as well. As Will Treasure, I think, pings off the circuit there. But there goes Will Treasure off the circuit at Lacombe. Down the grid, here is the current race leader, Eat Magash. A bit further down here is Frederick Schoblum, currently running in 15th. He has John Anderson just ahead there. We're not able to see him yet. Here we go. Might be able to see him now in the white number 90 Audi there. Yep, there you go. You can see him. Well, it's more silver now that I think about it. Just under a second separating the two drivers as they run towards Blanchimont. 31.5 minutes left on the clock. Over the curve goes Schoblum. Maybe a track extension warning there. Because are they going to pit in? Quite a few drivers heading in. Jacob the Snack, Kyle Cook, and Liggins. Sorry, not Liggins. Long. We're going in just ahead there. I think Schoblum and Anderson were considering it, but they're staying out for another lap. Bongus, Carolia, and Monticelli coming in as well. Just ahead. This means that they might be able to get the undercut if they try hard enough. The longest pit lane on the calendar is Spa. You have to go through the F1 pit lane first, and then the GT pit lane is just after that. As there is a car leaving. That is Richard Anderson, John Anderson's son. There, maybe some family team orders going on. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We'll now head down towards Bruxelles. Magash having stayed out for another lap as well. He had Carolia behind, Mohamed Carolia behind there, and he stayed out for another lap, so it'll be quite interesting to see if Carolia gets past. We're still watching Frederick Schoblum chase down the rear of John Anderson. It might even come down to a case of who pits better. Really, no driver having damage, I don't think. Now get the rear view of that Audi R8 there. You can see Richard Anderson just in the background as well. Number 80 Audi. Who's currently sat in... I'm not sure. 27th. 11 laps down here as now we see Schoblum very much chasing the rear of John Anderson there as they head up towards Blanchimont. Anderson staying ahead for now. Schoblum there just chasing behind for now as he goes up the inside into the bus stop chicane. Schoblum getting past Anderson going into the pit. Schoblum going into the pits as well. So that was an overtake into the pit lane. There, so Schoblum got ahead through the bus stop chicane and then dived into the pits. That was definitely very interesting. But here's Pierre Moreno going into his pit box as well. Quite a few drivers pitting. As now we're with Mohamed Carolia, who was running in second place when the pit stops happened. Ed Cassetta having stayed out. However, Eat Magash being released from his pit box. Quite a long way to go there towards the end of the pit lane. Eat Magash getting out ahead. We'll see where Carolina jumps to, jumping to 5th by the look of it. Ushaisen getting out as well. So the top 3 of Cassetta, Heidlack and Hocker still needing to take pit stops. There's some talk of buying setups occurring in my chat. Here is Jürgen Schuscheisen actually being overtaken by Carolia there, so I'm sorry for that little tiny bit of misinformation. He now also has Monticelli bearing down on the rear of him as the sun is starting to set, so the darkness will start to set in. We get the helicam through Bruxelles there. Monticelli chasing down the rear of Jürgen Zuscheisen. As we get the onboard. We'll see as they head into the double gorge. Monticelli falling back quite a bit there, actually, maybe to avoid a collision. Looked like he got a little bit unsettled going into the double gorge as well, so the gap has dropped back a little bit. As now we're going to look a bit further down the grid. So Burning Kit, now running in 17th. He has the Lexus, I think that's Hutchins behind him as well. Current AM standings leader as they head up towards Lacombe. They look like they were side by side, but they're not quite side by side yet. The gap through the last timing line being 2/10. They run down towards Bruxelles there. See how they go. It looks like a gap has formed between Burning and... sorry, that's Trifonov in the background. My apologies. That is Trifonov. Alex Trifonov there. So it wasn't Hutchins as I originally had thought. My apologies. But now I'm going to look a bit further up the grid, I think. Not a lot, really. I'm half asleep as well. I've got quite a long day ahead of me tomorrow. I'm not really sort of the most awake person at the minute. I've got quite a long day tomorrow. I'm also sat back quite a bit more in my chair than normal. And now with Tremble 2005, almost just under a second and a half from Bongus ahead. I think we can just see ahead. Yeah, you can just see Bongus ahead there. He's got to get past Feidlak first. Feidlak being in the lead of the AM race so far. Tremble 2005, I'm sure, will be usurping that as Hutchins is down in 22nd, which puts him 7th in the AM race so far. We've got 24 minutes 15 seconds just under remaining left as Tremble 2005 is looking to bear down quite hard on the rear of Feidlak. They now head into Lafrange. Looks like Feidlak goes a little bit deep there, actually. Looks like he sort of missed the apex just a little bit. But just as we get the rear view now, Rainbow 2005 having to brake a little bit harder there. Almost collecting the rear of that Audi that we're currently on board with. So that would have also been us collected as well. And now run down towards Blanchimont. And now the bus stop chicane is Chamber 2005 going to go for a move. Not yet, but he's very close to the rear of Aaron Feidlak because they run down now to La Source. 23 minutes left on the clock. Yves Magash, your current race leader, followed by Carolia and also Ed Cassetta. But as things currently stand, I think Yves Magash will be taking the lead of the championship, but that also is going to remove that 60 kilo from Pierre Moreno, hopefully giving him back some of his speed, I think he'll be thinking. Now up El Rouge and Radion, now on the Camel Straight towards Lacombe. Feidlak as well having that's the number 119 car of Hank Handwell, who moves out of the way very quickly and very cleanly as well. That's a very good place to dive out of the way, actually. I'll give that one. We're now switching back to Nicholas Vangelou. Number 21 car. He's chasing the rear of Trifonov. 21 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock. As we're back with Train Boy 2005 against Feidlak. In order to see just behind the car of Hank, Ockert against Liggins will be going on in the background as well. As we are on board with Train Boy 2005 on the hood camera. There is the number 06 car of Aaron Feidlak just ahead. Train Boy 2005 haven't been behind now for a couple of laps. Maybe he'll want to get the move into the bus stop chicane done this time round. We'll see as they head down towards Blanchimont. Missing the apex, Train Boy 2005. It looks like he's got some speed going into the bus stop chicane. You can also see Bingus McBonger's going through as well, just ahead. He's now very much on the rear. This might be the opportunity to move into La Source. However, it looks like the Audi does get a better launch than the McLaren 720S. No ballast for the AM grid, remember, as they now head into La Source. And close. It looks like Feidlak gets a better line through La Source. We'll see as they run up towards the Rouge and Radion. As we get the rear camera now of Aaron Feidlak there, the sparks getting spat out all over the front of Train Boy 2005's car. Now on the Camel straight, is Train Boy 2005 going to get the speed? It looked to be during the race that the McLaren 720S got quite a good draft going. Oh, Train Boy 2005 not yet making the move. The middle sector looks like it'll be quite tricky to make some overtakes. There are obviously ways you can do it. Bruxelles are just coming up to now being one of those places. Is the move going to be made? No, it's not. Aaron Feidlak maybe a bit too far ahead for Train Boy 2005 to look to make the move. As they head through No Name now towards the double gauche. We'll see how close Train Boy 2005 gets to the rear of Feidlak's car. You can sort of just see where the rear bulges out as well in the middle of the wing. Having dropped back a little bit actually through the double gauche, Train Boy 2005. The brake lights coming on as they head up towards Lafange. 19 minutes left on the clock as well. Very close now to the end. All of the drivers have pitted, so now it's the time for pushing to occur. But you don't want to push too hard because you want, I mean, a sprint race really, so you're not going to overstress the tyres, which is always a good sign. But you'll definitely want to make sure that you keep your driving safe and consistent, not just for yourself, but for the drivers around you as well. Last thing people want is to be taken out of the race. Now into the bus stop chicane. Feidlak gets the rear a bit dodgy. Train Boy 2005 gains a lot of time through the bus stop chicane. He's gained quite a bit during the past 4, maybe 5 laps. Because there is Hoover and Groove on the move there, being lapped into La Source as Feidlak goes round. Feidlak goes round at La Source. Oh, there's Hockett as well and Liggins there. So Feidlak there going round at La Source. Maybe some ping on the side of Hoover and Groove on the move sent him round. However, that is now Feidlak down to 12th place. Promoting Train Boy 2005 to 9th. And also the lead of the AM race as well. That's clearly not something that he is going to have wanted. We're now switching up to the front of the grid. Here is Mohamed Carolia. Simstock Racing, current best lap for him being a 2:18.9. Very good lap. We can see Eat Magash ahead as well. 1.1 seconds separating the two drivers. Because I think that's a bit of sand on the exit of Stavelot. My Google Assistant has opened it on my phone, and the past, like, 10 things I've said on stream, my Google Assistant is like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. It's now towards bus stop chicane. There is a lap car just ahead as well. That's William Treasures through the bus stop chicane. Oh, coming back on track. Just ahead of Carolia as well. Maybe not the best of times if you're from Carolia's perspective there, but moving over to let Carolia through, I think, into T1 at the source. Now towards the Rouge and Radion. This is for the race lead, keep in mind. Carolia being 1.4 seconds behind now. The track scenery also being absolutely beautiful during the night. I'll switch back to Terry Liggins. He is chasing on the rear of Hockett there. You can see the number 27 car. The silver and red Audi R8 just ahead. 6.5 tenths from the last time in line. Now going up to 9 tenths, almost a second there as they run down towards turn 1. You can also see Feidlach in the background as well. Number 6 Audi. About 9 tenths separating him from Liggins as well, which in GT cars isn't a very long distance. Your current top 3 for the Pro and AM is Magash, Carolia and Cassetta for the Pro, and Trembo 2005, Feidlach and Arnold for the AM standings. Now running down the Camel Straight, is Terry Liggins going to get close enough to Hockett to make the move? Maybe through sector 3 if he can keep up closing the gap, as the gap is now 6 tenths through the first timing line. It looks like it's actually closing up. The Audi R8 actually has been quite a strong contender around here as well. Maybe stronger than some drivers were thinking. But they've been quite consistently looking stable through the corners. I wonder if the Audi R8 is starting to get on a bit, as now with Mike Hutchins on the rear of Richard Anderson, who has a drive-through penalty. 8 tenths separating the two drivers there. You can see Richard Anderson in the blue Audi R8. They head through Eau Rouge and Radion. 14 minutes just over left on the clock. The Lexus that we're currently on board with is the lead of the AM standings at the current minute in time, 40 points. So even if he finishes out of the point, and right now he's in 6th, so he won't be finishing outside of the points this race. However, if you are curious of how the points works, the 6th place will be picking him up 5 points, which put him up to 45 points in the AM standings. If we look at the AM standings, you'll see he's at 40 points, 17 points clear of Trainboy 2005 and Hoover and the Groove on the move. So regardless of where he finishes tonight, he is at least safe for the moment, as now he's getting very close to the rear of Richard Anderson. 27 cars left on the grid, I believe. 34 confirmed. I think if every car that was signed up on Race Up so far, the league having moved to Race Up, we would have been at 41 if we got 100% attendance. But obviously people have live, sometimes stuff comes up. So in reality, I think we had 32 cars start today's race, which is quite a good number. We're still at 27 on the left on track. Spa, I think, has been quite tricky for some drivers. Definitely one to watch for. Mike Hutchins maybe just sticking behind Anderson, seeing as it's over 10 seconds, maybe even over 20 seconds to 5th place in the AM standings. Hutchins is also cleared by 2 laps on Nathan Vangelo as well. So maybe Hutchins is just playing it safe. He might know that he is clear at the top of the AM standings. But where's the possibility? I can only ever sort of guess what the drivers are thinking. I don't have, you know, a magic crystal ball into their head to know exactly what they're thinking. But I'm sure for Mike Hutchins that the pressure might be a bit less tonight, because he knows that regardless of wherever he finishes in this race, he will be retaining the lead of the championship. As now with Terry Liggins Finn Racing, number 808 car. He's chasing the rear of Mike Hockett there as they run towards La Source. Is he going to look down the inside? I mean, you can see he stepped out maybe to have a look, just in case Hockett went wide. However, Hockett claimed the racing line quite commanding, in quite a commanding fashion. But staying behind just for the minute. The gap through the start-finish timeline was around 3 tenths, just under 4 tenths really. We'll see how it is through the second timeline, which I think is the end of the Kemmel Straight. But I could be wrong. But you can see behind now as well, Liggins is under attack from Friedlich as they head through Lacombe. Just over 10 minutes left on the clock as well, so we're very close to the end now. Your current race lead for the Pro category is Magash, but with 1.3 seconds separating himself from Carolia, definitely the pressure is there. Third place in the Pro standings with quite a good, almost 3.5 second gap is Ed Cassetta. Your lead of the AM standings, I think, actually very safe as it stands. 10 seconds separating himself from 10th place in the race. Hockett, your first place in the AM standings of this race anyway, is Train Boy 2005. Then Friedlich as well. Friedlich, I think, I mean, you can see him just behind. Even if he got past Hockett and Liggins, he would have 10 seconds to make in 9.5 minutes. Which, I don't like to say things are impossible in racing, but sometimes something does look very unlikely. And really, I think that might be one of those moments. I don't like to be negative, but sometimes you do have to take a sit back and think, you know, it's not going to happen. As now into the bus stop chicane, side by side. Friedlich gaining the outside, cutting across the front of Liggins there, having a very good overlap to defend the ideal line through the chicane. Friedlich moves up into 11th place, retaining second in the AM race as it currently stands. Now he's going to be released onto the back of Hockett. Liggins having been behind Mike Hockett for quite a while. Maybe Aaron Friedlich might be able to give it a better go. We'll have a look as now they head up towards the Rouge and Radio, and you can see how close they get to the wall, almost kissing the inside wall there. The pit wall was you want to try and duck behind it on your run towards Rouge and Radio, just to gain as much of the aerodynamic benefit as you can. At least I know in the real world that's what they do. I'm not sure if it's the same simulation in ACC. I'd expect so, or at least something like it. So now with things at Bongus, you can see the current Pro standings leader, Pierre Moreno, just ahead. He's currently in P7. That is probably not going to be where he wants to be in today's race. Keep in mind that P7 for Pierre Moreno would net him 4 points. In the Pro standings, he is 3 points ahead of Magash. However, Magash is currently in the lead, but he'll get almost a 10-point advantage. I think actually, yeah, a 10-point advantage. Maybe a bit less, so definitely gonna be one to watch out for. As we're still with Dingus McBongus, who is chasing the rear of Pierre Moreno. I'm not 100% sure if he's going to be able to stay on him, he might. We can see Bingus McBongus is closing the gap. Pierre Moreno having an extra 60 kilograms on board. As Bingus McBongus maybe even looks to get the run into the bus stop chicane. Doesn't quite make it work yet though, and now we're on board. Quite a low front camera angle on this McLaren 720S. As we get the rear camera now of Pierre Moreno as they head up to La Source. Oh, Bingus McBongus having to go deep to avoid collecting the rear of Pierre Moreno's car. Number 922 machine for Spectre Racing, still leading Bingus McBongus for Bingus McBongus Racing. The gap through the start finish line being 6/10. You can even hear the traction control working in the Porsche as they head down the Kemmel Straight. So now with Laren Mercury, the LM Performance number 41 machine, actually chasing the rear of Hutchins, the only BMW on the grid. As well, currently up in 19th position, so maybe the BMW is suited for longer races. If someone who knows more about the GT cars in ACC from a driving perspective knows for sure the different angle you get with the BMW, do put it in the chat, as now we have 5.5 minutes left, very close towards the end, maybe some time for movement here and there. We will have to see as we're switching back now to the battle of Pierre Moreno versus Bingus McBongus. Pierre Moreno still ahead for now, also further down the grid. Liggins has re-overtaken Feidlach, the gap being just under half a second through the last timing sector. Have to see as they head through the double gauche now towards Lafange. I've probably pronounced that differently every time I've said it, as we're quickly going to switch up to the battle for the lead, as once again Eat Magash is under attack from Mohamed Carolia. The gap through the start finish line being 3.5 tenths. See as they head up a Rouge and Radion, that Audi looking quite strong behind. Eat Magash, I think, pushing for everything he's worth right now. This is, keep in mind, regardless of if Eat Magash finish is in first or second, I believe he will be taking the lead of the pro standings tonight, because Pierre Moreno is in 7th place in the race, 7th place in the pro race as well. Your top three still retaining from last time. Magash, Carolia and Cassetta making up your top three in pro. Rainbow 2005, Feidlach and Arnold making up your top three in AM. Now we're getting the front of Mohamed Carolia's car. Let's see if we can get the inside. There we go, with the nice purple light there showing the driver. You can see his steering inputs as well as they head through Lafange. Then the next set of corners will be Campus and Stavelot. 3 minutes 20 seconds left. Lap, 2 laps I think will be remaining. I think it'll be the next lap and then one more. Because I'm being shouted at by the timing screen to go a bit further down the grid to Pierre Moreno, who is battling Bingus McBongus. So Pierre Moreno now in 8th place. Obviously the lower you go, the lower your points as well. And I'm sure Bingus McBongus isn't going to want to be dropping any positions if he can help it. I think the one big sigh of relief for him tonight will be the fact that he'll be dropping quite a substantial amount of ballast as well, which I'm sure is one that he is going to absolutely be very thankful for heading into the next race. Here is now through the bus stop chicane. Pierre Moreno, just over half a second behind, being almost through the last timing line. We'll see how it is through the start-finish line. As across they come, it's now 7/10 separating the two drivers. They head towards the source. Through the source, you can see being Bongus very close. Now, is Pierre Moreno going to be able to make the move? Is Carolia going to be able to make the move on Magash? Ed Cassetta as well, only just a second behind Carolia. As well, the McLaren 720S having been a very strong contender this season as well. The Porsches as well coming through being quite strong at the majority of tracks as well. Pierre Moreno obviously in the lead of the pro standings, but that will be changing tonight, I believe, unless Eat Magash has any issues in the last 55 seconds, maybe even this lap. I think might even be his last lap here as we're switching back to Eat Magash. Here he is. I think there'll be one more lap after this. As if we look further behind, here is Ed Cassetta chasing the rear of Carolia. Through the bus stop chicane. Ed Cassetta is so close. I'm sure he's going to want to be getting that second place now as they come across to start the final lap of the race. This will be the final lap of the race. Eat Magash currently ahead. 1.3 seconds separating him from Carolia over the start finish line. However, Carolia is going to be under attack from Ed Cassetta, possibly this lap. You'll see is over El Rouge and Radion, even further down the grid as well. Here is Trainboy 2005. He has Feidlak just behind him. Feidlak is right there. Trainboy 2005 having dropped back to 10th place. Feidlak as well, I think maybe seeing the opportunity. Is he going to go for a move down the inside out of the bus stop chicane? Yes, he is. Down the inside goes Feidlak. Getting ahead, is this the win? Trainboy 2005 going into the pit lane. So Feidlak moving into the lead. Trainboy 2005 heading into the pits. Trainboy 2005 having held the lead of the AM for a little while after the pit stop. Now actually retiring into the pits. Might be for a quick refuel, might even be for some damage repair, I'm not sure. That is clearly not what he's going to have wanted. Now we look just ahead, here is Eat Magash. See someone just ahead of Magash, got a bit on the sand there, I'm not quite sure who. Or if we can see, I'm not 100% sure, it looks like John Arnold. Is now down towards Blanchimont we go. And as he comes through Blanchimont, you know what we're going to have to do? Disable the follow camera. Let's go towards the start finish line. Get a view of the man who sticks out the flags. As now we see across the line comes Eat Magash to take the win, followed by Carolia, followed by Cassetta. Hutchins coming through as well. Now we're waiting for Ushaizen, Monticelli, Cook, Bongus, Moreno and Hockett there. Because there goes Ushaizen, there goes Monticelli. I think. No, that might not have been Monticelli. Here comes Monticelli. As across the line comes Monticelli to take fifth. We're now keeping our eye out for any more drivers. There goes Kyle Cook, number 24 car. There goes Trifonov as well in the number 51 Lexus. And there goes Pierre Moreno, 8th place, provisional for the race at Spa. Maybe not his best of manoeuvres there, as now we watch the rest of the grid come through. We get a good view of the fireworks as well as a few more cars start coming through. We can see them launching there as there is the bar restaurant. I wonder if they just launch from anywhere. Is there? Oh. They launch almost from this tyre. So let's go back and look into the bus stop chicane. We'll see if anyone else is coming through. Yep, there is, I think, the BMW of... no, it's burning. Sorry. There goes Frederick Schoblum as well. Here are the drivers lining up on the outside of the corner. That's a screenshot opportunity if I've ever seen one. What a race that has been, coming through to take the win. Eat Magash there in a number 147 car. He will be put in the lead of the pro standings as it currently is. Where is Carolia, who came through in second place? That's not him. Did he continue down the track? I think he did. What a race that was today. Because there goes Hank as well. There goes, I think that's Toby Long. Here comes a few more drivers there. Ian Arnold and the rest as well. So your race results. Here we go, we'll look in this. Coming in at first place was Eat Magash. Second, Carolia. Third, Ed Cassetta. Fourth, Ushaizen. Fifth, Monticelli. Sixth, Cook. Seventh, McBongus. Eighth, Moreno. Ninth, Hockett. 10th, Jacob a Snack. 11th, Liggins. 12th, Fidlack taking the win of the AM race. Shoblum coming through in 13th. 14th was Long, second in the AM standings. 15th was Anderson. 16th was Trainboy 2005, third place for the AM. Followed by Arnold to come through 4th in the AM race. 17th overall. Hutchins coming through 5th in the AM. 18th overall. Mercury coming through 19th in the BMW. Trifonov coming through 20th. 21st was Treasure. 22nd was Deep Cuts. 23rd was Anderson. 24th was Van Jelwu. 25th was Burning. And 26th was Hank. Moving the Groove on the Move came through 27th. And I think the drivers who did not finish this race were Rose, Sparkles, Sommer, Greep, Gottlieb, Carolia, Vigers, and Burning. We are going to see if I can get some of the drivers in for interviews. I need to jump into my channel. So there we go. Jumping into my channel, I've got an app. I need to just take a note of who I need, as I've just accidentally turned all that on. So let's switch back to this screen. Hello, Cookie. Hi, Cookie.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt the stream, but do you want me to drag anyone in?
Yeah, I'm just making a list of who I need. If you could be a deer, and when I post the list, at least in the order if they're there. If they're not there, don't worry. Can you just ask if they're ready and then drag them in for me?
Sure thing. Are you putting that in the discussion one?
Yeah, I'll put it in the RP series chat, mate.
Alright,
there you
no
go.
problem.
I've put the list up. Thank you. So that was just Suicidal Cookie there. We'll see who comes into the room. I have given the list, so we will see how it goes. We're now just waiting to see if anyone comes in. Hoping so. I'm going to expect so. Oh, hello, Ed. Come through.
Hello.
Come through in third. I don't think really you had your normal people battling around. How was your race?
I was pretty good. Got set back there. I don't know what lap it was, lap 5 or 6. There is a incident in turn 1 where I had to go completely wide, lost maybe 5, 6, 7 seconds, something like that. So then it was playing catch up from there, but had some good racing with the Train Boy. That was a lot of fun, and almost caught up to the lead too, but just ran out of time.
And currently you are in third place in the pro standings, 28 points. I think you're just about 11 behind Magash, a little bit behind Moreno as well. You finished third overall. Moreno quite a bit down the road as well. Do you think you'll be able to beat him in the standings?
I don't know. It'll be close. He's always fast, and I know he had a ton of ballast, so that is terrible at a track like this. Congrats to Magash with I think he had like 25 kilos or something, and he was still way up there. But I don't know. It'll be a close fight for second. I think first is out of the question unless Magash has like a terrible next two races. But I don't know. It'll be interesting.
And a question I was actually asked to ask you as well. Having 10 kilos on the car as the third place ballast, how is that actually affecting the car? Is it affecting it in any way?
Not too much. I'm probably losing just a little time down the stretch, but down the straightaways, especially Spa. But it doesn't feel much different since it's only 10. I know Magash and Dark have a lot more, so they're having it definitely affects them. But 10 wasn't so bad. And
final question from me. Next race being at Paul Ricard. What do you think of the track? Is it one that you're knowledgeable about?
The first race I ran at Paul Ricard was the one that we did, the night race, a few weeks ago. So I learned a lot on the track. I think I was driving the same car. So hopefully it translates. But another track with a real long straightaway, and I think if I'm second in the championship, I'll have 25 kilos. So that'll be much tougher.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that comes around. Well, with hopes, maybe you haven't taken third yet, just for the lighter ballast.
Yeah, hopefully I'm like 1 point behind second. We'll see how that pans out.
Well, have a look. Thank you for coming and speaking to me, Ed. Is there anything you'd like to say before I release you back up?
No, looking forward to viewing the broadcast. It looked like it was a lot of tight races around the track. So, nice job once again.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Ed. I will speak to you later, mate.
All right, take care.
So that was Ed Cassetta coming through in third place for the pro standings. We'll see if anyone else comes through. There is someone I see. I'm just looking up and down my my order. See if there's anyone else. Could maybe drag some more people. Oh, here he is. Hello, Magash, coming through for the win.
Good evening. Hope you're doing well.
With 25 kilos of ballast as well. How was that for you?
Felt like 500.
And
have to say, Mohamed Carolia, sorry if I mispronounced his name, kept me very honest. Big props to him. That was an awesome fight, very clean. So, yeah, big respect to him. Awesome.
And he was actually getting close during the race. Was it ever like in your mind that you might just see him accelerate away and just sort of have to defend from Ed in the back? Or did you think, I can push here and keep first place and come through for the win?
So when I was behind him, it seemed like I was faster, but once I was in front, it seemed quite even. I think in Eau Rouge, his car was very bad. So he lost a lot of time every lap there. Maybe also in the second fast part at the end of the track. So I guess I wasn't too worried. Plus his tire wear was higher than mine, I feel.
And one thing to know as well, I think you'll be taking the lead of the championship. And with the lead as well comes an extra 35 kilograms added to the car. Are you worried about that at all?
It's pretty fucked up, isn't it? No, I don't know. I don't like Paul Ricard anyway, so it doesn't matter too much.
And we're actually at the halfway point of the series. Do you think you'll be able to take the title this year?
I don't know. To be honest, I'm pretty happy with going for third. I mean, it's the first ever league I've done, so it has been awesome. Doesn't matter too much to me. been pretty cool experience so far. So, yeah.
Now, one thing I actually did want to ask: both you and Ed run the McLaren. How is it as a car? Will you be considering changing next year, or are you going to stick with it?
Good question.
Thank you. It's what you pay me to do.
Fuck. Didn't see the bill yet. I don't know. Do you have any suggestions? I thought about the Ferrari, but maybe it's not so good after all. I don't know. Any suggestions?
I personally drive the Audi myself.
Yeah, I actually quite like that, but the sound is quite good. Is it the same V10 as the Lamborghinis, or is it a V8?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it is a V10, so we'll have a look. Maybe one to test over the off season when the season ends. Maybe we might even see you in a new car come season 3.
Maybe.
So thank you for coming and speaking to me, Magash. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Shout out to Mr. Monticelli, if I pronounced that correctly, for awesome quali lap. I mean, that was pretty fast.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Magash. I'm going to drag you back up now.
Have a nice evening.
You too, mate. So that was Eat Magash, your race winner for the pro class. Sorry. We're now just going to wait and see if anyone else gets dragged down for me. We have Carolia, but I don't think he's in the voice chat. We also have the race winner of the AM class, number 6 car. We also have Trimble 2005 and Ian Arnold as well. So we'll have a look if anyone else comes down to me. Might do. I'm just going to claim something. I'm Train Boy. Hello, Train Boy.
Hello.
You come through 3rd, I think, overall in the AM race?
Yeah.
Pitting in the last lap. What happened?
1.3 liters.
Oh. And when you're coming out of bus stop, I'm guessing you're looking at it and just going, ah.
I had noticed before, but I was just trying to, like, baby it through. If Ed had been 12 seconds slower, I would have gotten it.
And really, though, you come through in 3rd in the end. Hutchins, I'm going to guess, well, I think that's brought his gap down quite a bit. I think he finished overall 6th in the AM race. I think you had a gap of 17 between you. Do you think you'll be able in the last 2 races to get that up, or are you going to fight with Hoover and Groove on the move for 2nd place?
We shall see, unless I get bumped up or anything. I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, so we'll have to see.
And on that subject, next season, do you think you're going to be 100% shooing for the pro class?
Yeah, especially if I win it. I think they're going to move me up to pro, so I'm going to have to work with that.
But really, is pro class... well, I know they're a bit quicker, but do you reckon you'd enjoy the challenge up in pro?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I was sitting in 6th for 6th for most of the first stint, so I definitely can have the fight to
And something that I've asked Magash, who was in here before, you're another driver who's driving a McLaren. It seems I'm just getting McLaren drivers this evening. Are you going to stick with it in the next season, or have you, when gotten used to it, do you think you could get better in another car, or are you going to stick with the McLaren next season?
more than likely going to stick with McLaren, as I just like the way that it handles with my driving style.
Always a good thing. Okay, thank you, Trainboy, for coming and speak to me. Is there anything you'd like to say before I drag you back up?
No. Have a good day.
Okay, you too, mate. Okie dokie. So I'm going to call the stream now unless someone else gets moved in. Okay, someone has gotten moved in. Hello, Fidelac. I'm guessing you're Fidelac?
Yes, I am.
Came through first in the AM race. Rainbow 2005 heading into the pits. Let me guess, you were very happy when you saw that.
Yeah, I was very confused, to be honest, at first, but yeah, in the end, I was very happy, yeah.
And I think, is this your first race in the series? If I'm wrong, correct me.
Yes, it is actually. Rob, if you want to know, Rob Phillips, he brought me into this. We raced before together, and this was my first race in the series, so yeah, I'm happy.
And coming through with a win in AM, are you going to come for Series 3 with 3 races? Sorry, not 3 races, 2 races left in this series. Do you reckon Season 3 we'll see you again for a hopefully a push to win whatever class you actually get put into?
I hope so. I highly doubt it, but there's still 2 races left. Sorry, so the possibility stands.
And also next season as well, there's more races too. So definitely, maybe you're going to sort of look at getting setups built and get a feel of the competition for next season and come in strong.
Yeah, exactly. I was going into this last half of the season, going into this like just trying to get back into league racing, because like I did Formula 1 league racing a few weeks ago, and that stopped. So now I'm going to go into the GT classes, and I'm pushing for competing in next season.
Awesome. Thank you for coming and speaking to me, mate. Is there anything you would like to say to the stream before I drag it back up?
Not really. Thanks for having me.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. I will hopefully see you next race.
You will.
Okie dokie. I think that's everybody. Due to time, I'm going to call the stream here. So that has been race 4, the Belgian Grand Prix here at Racing Pals. Make sure to look in the description on the YouTube video that will be up. This stream goes up on YouTube, I think about 2 or 3 hours after the broadcast, depending on how quick YouTube is being. The channel name for the broadcast is That Husky. Make sure to go and give that a subscribe and a notification and all that stuff that I say. If you haven't already followed the Twitch channel as well, click that follow button down below so you can be notified of the races. I stream the Racing Pals GT3 and the Racing Pals Skip Barber series on Sundays, so make sure you come along for those. Both of them always bring great racing. I've been Husky, and from me, everyone at Racing Pals,